So I prefer to squash this. I want to apologize to all of them because I know this was embarrassing for all of them.
I'm at the point of no return. I'm at that point.
Hey, you guys believe the talking. I want to apologize to all of them because I know this was embarrassing for all of them. And I can't be violent and I won't be violent. My job is to keep them out of jail. So the only way I can deal with things is to keep certain things out of the algorithm. Just to answer as soon as somebody says something. If y'all want to sit down and work it out and maybe do a TV show together, just showing the world that we can work together.
From Paid in Full. The thing there is I was there. I don't have to buy rights for my own story. I already told those guys' story. Now I'm telling my story, my Paid in Full. I don't have to buy the...
I didn't mean to make a funny joke to guys that make jokes all day.
I would have asked you about a comment you made in our last interview about imaginary player. You made a comment about how Jay, he was taking shots at Mase, but you also said that he was taking some shots at some other rappers. Do you recall the other rappers he was taking shots at?
It was like whoever was out at that time, it was everybody. Everybody was putting, not fake diamonds, but they were putting, Rolex didn't make them, because that's what Jacob was doing. Because only dudes know how much watches really cost, and all the billionaires I know, they wear these. And I need mine, because I got my blood sugar on.
Stop everything. Harlem just became the world's most chaotic comedy club, and the headliner is an apology. Yes, you heard that right. DameDash, the same business mogul who once told the world he's allergic to looking soft, decided to step up and say sorry. And what did Camron and Mase do? They grabbed popcorn, a mic, and turned the olive branch into a sketch straight out of Saturday Night Petty. Is this a peace offering or the funniest sitcom premiere of 2025? Imagine, decades of Harlem history, street codes, film rights, and brotherhood all reduced to Instagram lives and viral clips where everyone sounds like they're auditioning for a new reality show called Real Beef of New York City. Why is Harlem trending like a scandal-packed Netflix docuseries? Why does every apology now come with a laugh track and a comment section full of "Lou, he cooked you"? And most importantly, is unity dead forever because the internet can't resist a meme? Tonight, we dive into the saga where screenshots beat signatures, trolls write the headlines, and legends risk their legacy for likes. Harlem is now a live stage, where apologies are punchlines and old friends have become competing channels chasing the loudest clip because what used to be handled in quiet backrooms now gets streamed like a season premiere and the latest episode stars DameDash trying to do the most dangerous thing a Harlem legend can do in front of a camera, which is admit he cares about the city more than the circus, and instead of getting applause, he got roasted like he was auditioning for a comedy special. He never agreed to shoot as Camron and Mase turned his peace talk into content that could sell out a theater in 5 minutes because the moment Dame said sorry the internet threw confetti like he surrendered a championship belt, and suddenly every comment became a scorecard and every meme became a victory parade for the opposition while Dame kept explaining that his apology was about Harlem's dignity, not internet approval, but the timeline does not care about dignity, it cares about laughs, and Camron knows how to deliver laughs with sniper accuracy, which is why he took Dame's olive branch and turned it into a trending hashtag while calmly announcing that trust died the second private conversations got dragged into public performance, and he called it the point of no return. And when a Harlem general calls a line permanent, the world listens even before the paperwork speaks, because culture gets judged quicker than contracts ever will. And right as Dame tried to show maturity, 50 Cent walked in like a marketing hurricane, and suddenly everyone is talking as if he already bought Paid in Full with a caption and a smirk, as if confidence alone could unlock film rights that studios spend months trying to clear. And somehow the narrative shifted from unity to ownership, from olive branches to who really runs Harlem's favorite movie. And Dame found himself on trial in internet court, where evidence is optional but entertainment is mandatory, and instead of debating who can actually deliver a sequel, the crowd just wanted to see who could deliver the better punchline, because in this world perception beats truth 10 times out of 10, and Cam kept saying that none of this needed to be public, but once it became public, he was going to defend his respect like box office money. And Dame kept reminding fans that action matters more than trolling, and he even dared the jokes to stop long enough to build something real again, but every time he tried to sound noble, the algorithm chopped his sincerity into clips that made him look like he was negotiating with humiliation and not proposing a business plan, and the entire situation turned into a masterclass in how fast legends can become memes when apologies are treated like weakness and laughs are treated like proof. But while the jokes kept flying, Dame realized that no matter how much he tried to push the conversation toward building something bigger, the internet had already chosen its favorite storyline. which was DameDash, the once unstoppable visionary, now trying to convince Harlem that heart still matters in a city trained to respect hustle over humility, and every camera felt like an interrogation. Light checking whether his legacy still carried the weight it used to, while Camron looked like a king who never lost his crown because the crowd loves someone who turns conflict into entertainment, and Mase played the perfect co-pilot, adding those quiet but sharp comments that keep the fire hot without ever burning. His own hands, and everyone watching felt the tension of brothers divided by business history, pride, and the fear that somebody would end up losing more than jokes can cover, and all of it fed into the mystery of the Paid in Full sequel that now exists like a treasure map, where every clue leads to another argument because the fans want to know who owns the story of Harlem's most legendary tale and why the people who lived it cannot stand together long enough to bring it back bigger than ever before. And whenever Dame speaks about ownership, he sounds like a man fighting against a system that once tried to erase him, while Cam speaks like a man who survived every plot twist and refuses to trust anyone who once left him unprotected, and distance has turned old wounds into new suspicion. So even when both sides want the same victory, they act like shaking hands might cause another betrayal, and the world watches because in Harlem, loyalty is the currency you cannot counterfeit, and now trust is more expensive than Hollywood budgets, and 50 Cent only added gasoline by stepping in like he owns every screen he points at, because when he shows interest, the industry pays attention, and suddenly fans imagine a Paid in Full 2 with 50 promotion muscle behind it. But imagination means nothing without contracts cleared and old conflicts settled, and Dame keeps insisting that nobody can bypass him because he protected that film from vultures for decades, while rumors keep spreading that deals are being discussed in rooms he is not invited to, and the fear of being erased from something he helped create fuels every word he says, and every reaction gets amplified by a million spectators waiting to declare a winner in a battle that should have been a partnership. And the saddest part is that everyone involved once dreamed of showing Harlem unity to the world, but ego mixed with the hunger for narrative control now pulls them apart, while the city that made them watches like an audience that already bought tickets expecting history, but receiving drama instead. And while everyone debates who deserves the crown, the internet becomes the courtroom where fans act like judges, lawyers, and investigators, digging up every old interview, every forgotten quote, every moment where someone said something that might now look like a confession or a promise broken or an ego exploding. And the more people comment, the louder the situation grows, until a simple conversation turns into a full-blown modern gladiator arena where nobody cares about peace because drama is the currency that buys views, and every viewer secretly hopes for a moment so messy that it becomes legendary. And this pressure forms a spotlight that makes every word feel like a headline waiting to explode. And Dame, trying to show sincerity, gets treated like a man trying to rewrite history, while Cam and Mase get celebrated for making truth feel like comedy, turning the sharpest pain into the loudest laughter, because they know people do not want solutions, they want entertainment. And no matter how much these men once loved each other, business has a way of turning brothers into rivals, especially when one wrong decision can erase years of work, and every missed opportunity feels like betrayal, and the people involved cannot agree on who abandoned who first, which apology counts, and what behavior must be punished before unity can exist again. And Harlem watches, knowing that in their streets, your reputation decides whether you walk respected or whispered about. And Dame feels like every slight is an attack on his legacy, while Cam refuses to appear weak before any audience, and Mase moves like someone who learned to protect himself after too many friendships ended with regrets. And money is always the invisible ghost sitting in the room, because who controls the profits controls the power, and who controls the narrative controls the memory that history will write. And it scares them that one film, one story, one piece of culture could become the property of someone who did not live a single chapter of it. And that fear keeps everyone dragging their feet, fighting in circles, arguing about intentions, instead of building opportunities, while fans keep shouting that they want the movie, they want the reunion, they want Harlem alive again on the big screen, not just as a rumor being tossed around by people with microphones and opinions but nothing to show for it. And Dame keeps warning that if his name is erased, the truth will go with him, because he believes nobody protected their culture like he did, while Cam believes that if he waits too long, the window will close and their story will be locked away as nostalgia instead of becoming a rebirth, and time becomes their biggest enemy, because the world moves forward even when legends stand still, and the industry will not wait for them to solve their pride and pain, and every day they delay is another day someone else gets richer from Harlem stories that do not belong to them, and that is why the tension never ends, because deep down, they all know this is bigger than a joke or a podcast episode. It is a battle for ownership, respect, and the future of their names, and until someone finally breaks the cycle of who did what, who owes, who deserves more, and who deserves forgiveness, the world will keep watching, hoping that the laughter and the arguments lead to something real, instead of becoming another chapter in the long book of opportunities that fell apart while everyone was too busy proving they were right to notice that the audience was ready to clap for them all. So now the question goes straight to you watching, because this story is no longer just about Camron or Mase or DameDash. It is about how the biggest legacies in hip-hop can hang in the balance while the world laughs and scrolls like it is all just a show, and maybe it is a show, but you are part of that show. Now you decide whether this becomes another forgotten feud or the spark that forces these giants to stand together again and rebuild what the culture deserves, because Harlem did not raise quitters, and this history is too powerful to fade away behind sarcasm, tension, and podcast punchlines. So speak up right now. Do you think Dame's apology was real? Should Cam and Mase accept it and move forward? Or is this all just another round in a battle that will never end? And while you are typing your thoughts, hit that like button, because the world needs to know you are paying attention. Drop your comments, because we are reading everything, and make sure you subscribe, because this story is far from finished, and the truth is only going to get louder from here. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. Do not want to miss what happens next.